Hello there, Trash Pandas! This video is just going to be a little bit different than normal. See, Dragon's Dogma is a game that has some gloriously fun, complex mechanics, and it's something that I absolutely never get bored of. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. You see, the game also has such a ridiculously in-depth lore that it's easy to miss parts of it if you try to take it all in at once. There are so many side quests that a lot of the world building just ends up being hidden away because you didn't even realise the quest existed by your 10th playthrough. It's probably just hidden on some secluded part of the map that you had no reason to go to. So what I want to do is try and break down the lore into nice little easy to digest chunks. And naturally this is going to break one of my most important normal rules, so there will be spoilers. The word dragon doesn't really need much explanation. They're mythical beasts that are almost always either portrayed as being these magical godlike beings of wisdom, or huge fire-breathing embodiments of destruction. And yet somehow Dragon's Dogma sort of makes it both. Throughout the history of Grantis and the realms beyond, dragons have always seemingly appeared out of nowhere. They bring with them brutal destruction, and almost as if a sign of the end times, the monster population also explodes in number. This almost always brings humanity to its knees, and yet the dragons have never finished the job. Once the dragon is gone, there are always survivors left over to rebuild, and it can be generations before one will appear again. This constant cycle of destruction left scholars to debate why it kept happening. Do they just enjoy the torment and destruction? Or are they serving a higher purpose? Like keeping humanity in check? Or maybe something completely beyond a mortal understanding? Perhaps the most bizarre is the dragon's behaviour during the devastation. Throughout their time in the realm, they constantly look for a human who is different from the rest, one with an indomitable will to survive. Once the dragon picks such a person, he, very gently, takes their heart, and they are forever known as the Arisen. One bound to the dragon and easily identifiable from their lack of a heartbeat and huge glowing scar on their chest. And from this point their goal is set: confront the dragon and recover their heart. And the dragon is a really good sport about this. He'll just leave them be until the time he deems them ready, just leaving them the occasional voicemail whenever they need a reminder. Conveniently, with the dragon comes no shortage of lesser monsters to temper a new Arisen. Even, say, a simple fisherman could become the strongest hero in the land given enough practice. And in fact that's exactly what happens when the dragon Grouchy appears. During the appearance of Grouchy, the world was still recovering from its last encounter with the dragon. In fact, it was so recent that the current ruler of Grantis was actually the last one to slay the dragon, Duke Edmund Dragonsbane. Edmund was a simple soldier until one day he became an Arisen and set off on his quest to slay the dragon. Returning as a hero, it wasn't long before he was crowned the Duke of the Realm, and he's ruled ever since. And he looks surprisingly youthful for such an old man. So after the brave soldiers lay down their lives protecting the town, a lowly fisherman springs into action and stabs the dragon right in his hand, and accomplishes pretty much nothing. But the determination and will to survive didn't go unnoticed, and Grouchy realises he's found the new Arisen. So, after a good old heart-to-heart, our newly Arisen's goal is simple: travel to Gran Soren, gain the favour of the Duke, and prepare to face the big red scaly boy. So, the Arisen travels the land, beating up just about every single mythical creature you could possibly imagine. We're talking about cyclopes, golems, griffins, chimeras, and of course the most terrifying creature of all, rabbits. Until, eventually, the dragon finally reappears to tell the Arisen they're still not ready. But he's gotten so bored of waiting he just invites them to his lair in the Tainted Mountain, a forgotten kingdom destroyed by another dragon eons ago. Cozy. So the Arisen makes their way through some of the worst monsters they've encountered yet. I'm looking at you, hellhounds. Until eventually there he is, sat waiting. Grouchy gives the Arisen a simple choice: challenge him and face certain death, or sacrifice that which they cherish most and be offered a wish. And just to sweeten the deal, he reveals the truth. That is exactly how the Duke got his throne. He never actually fought the dragon. And because he never recovered his heart, That's why he hasn't aged. Well, fortunately the dragon just accidentally picked Fornival, so the Arisen takes the deal and then lives a life of luxury on the throne. Oh, alright, fine. Unable to sacrifice their beautiful beloved, the Arisen presses on, unfazed by the challenge. And the battle is just spectacular. The absolute chaos and destruction that follows is still to this day one of my favourite segments in gaming. Grigori rages, blasting flames and knocking down buildings, and then even taking the Arisen for a nice little fun ride. Until finally they both land in an open arena. This is it, nowhere left to run. And after one final strike to the heart, Grigori congratulates the Arisen on completing their quest, and he rewards them with their own heart. In fact, Grigori returns the heart of every Arisen he's chosen, adding all of those years back and finally showing the Duke for what he really is. But just then, the sky goes dark and suddenly it becomes obvious that this is just the beginning. But for now, that's where we're going to leave it. I hope you did enjoy this change in format. There is way more lore that I want to get through, so please let me know in the comments what you thought of this. And as usual, if you do want to hit the like and subscribe and all of those buttons, it really does help me out and I really do appreciate it. So if you've gotten this far, then thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you next time.